out in the shop because we have our very first snowstorm that is supposed to hit later this evening. And you're probably thinking, Cassandra, you have a snowstorm coming and you're outside and you're wearing a sweater. Right now it is currently 45 degrees. So the temperature is supposed to drop. We're supposed to get, I think, anywhere between 2 and 4 inches, which is practically nothing. But then the temperature is supposed to rise as the sun comes up, and it's supposed to turn to like slushy rain. And if the temperature drops again, then all of that freezes. And that's almost more dangerous than a whole bunch of heavy snow, just because the roads have slush on them and they're slippery, and there's no snow in the ditches. So if cars go off the road, they're like just slamming into whatever, and there's no snowbank to like kind of cushion it. So that being said, I have been procrastinating getting these potatoes in the house. It's time now. It's gonna freeze, it's gonna snow. Well, it's already been freezing, but it's just time. So we're gonna do that today. I've got a bucket. We're also going to carry the chicken water into the chicken coop and get the automatic feeders into the chicken coop as well. Fill those up. That way I don't have to be hauling a bunch of stuff to and from in a lot of snow. So we've got a couple projects we're gonna do today. Very simple, and then we'll go inside and I'll show you guys all of the groceries and things I picked up from Walmart heading into the first snowstorm. Here's our potato pile, plus I'm gonna bring in these onions, or these shallots rather. I was waiting for them to dry out, but I think they're sprouting. So every time I come down here, the chickens expect me to be bringing them scraps. I don't have any, so I'm gonna throw some corn for. All of my good feeders are hanging from the ceiling in the shop, and I can't reach them, so I'm gonna wait for my husband to get home. He'll put a ladder up and pull one of those down for me. We hang them just because it takes up less space that way. We don't have any shelving in the shop right now. That's a project for probably next year. So I have a little scrap trough in here. I'm just gonna fill that with corn and some crumble here. That way tomorrow morning, if it is either raining or snowing, I don't have to worry about getting out here right away in the morning. I can kind of let the weather do what it needs to do. And I know that the chickens will still have water and food in here, and they'll be warm and comfy and all those things. I already have a bunch of straw in here. I'll show you guys. I put a fresh bale of straw down in here yesterday, and the chickens have just kind of like scratched it out as they wanted it. And it's been pretty good. I'm gonna throw a scoop of this to the chickens, and then I'm gonna fill up their little trough bowl. I actually have a couple eggs. I just bought eggs. You'll see that in my grocery haul, because I'm getting about 1 or 2 eggs a day from the chickens right now, just because they're not laying very well. They just got done molting, so they might pick back up and they might just completely stop laying for the winter. But straw that the chickens pulled out. We do have heating lamps hanging in here. We keep them up year round, and then if I ever need to, I just run an extension cord out and we put it in through this window here and can plug it in. We'll do that with a bucket warmer as well, but for now I'm gonna leave the chickens water outside, and tonight when I come out to lock them in, I'll pull the bucket in and put it in here for them so that they have it for tomorrow. We invested in, this is actually a travel trailer, like a box trailer for a semi. The back door, oh, you can't see, it's so dark, but the back is a rolling door. So we raised this coop, roll up the door, and put a wagon or a tractor at the end and scrape all the bedding out, because we do the deep litter method to keep the chickens warm, which is why we don't always use heat lamps. But still super easy to clean, super great, and everything's fiberglass in here because that's what the trailer was made of. So in the spring, we can just take the hose and hose out all the spider webs, all the dust. Really easy to clean and maintain and all the things. And then Joe just built me, it's so hard to see, this little fake wall here. And then I filled it in with chicken wire, and that keeps the chickens on that side. I keep all of my straw here and all of my feed and stuff. And we have a big window that we put in right here as well. I wanted that wall to be chicken wire and not a wall so that it would let in as much light as possible. We faced our coop with the 2 windows in it so that it faces the sun, so that in the winter they get the most sun possible. Helps keep them happy and healthy. One of the very last things I have to check is I still have my Brussels sprouts in the garden. I wasn't sure if I was gonna cut them off or not. They weren't really growing. I put them in pretty late in the year, so I wasn't sure if we were gonna get anything off of them anyways. But I'm gonna check them quick because if they're decent, oh yeah, they actually look really great. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to pull them right out of the ground and we'll bring them inside and get them clean. Up in here, I'll leave you outside, little buggy. There's my little cabbage moth. We'll leave him here. These ones look pretty tiny, but that's okay. I thought for sure the deer were gonna eat them. I don't know if you guys can see the deer tracks in here. I just leave it all and let the deer eat as they wish, but I'm just gonna pull these right out of the ground if I can. Oh my gosh. I might need 2 hands. Alright you guys, are you ready for my little grocery haul? This came to $170 some, I think 172, but here's my little haul. So the kids, I might as well turn the camera around and talk to you. So the day I'm filming this is, I think the 20th. Yes, today is the 20th. My kids have all of next week off for fall break. Plus this weekend is opening weekend for gun season here for deer. And that means, because of those things, my husband's gonna be gone pretty much all weekend hunting with his dad, and that's gonna be great. It's gonna be me and the kids, and basically for the next 7 days my kids are gonna be home full time, which is great. We really needed some fresh things. End of the month, normally we would just kind of like grin and bear it, not having a lot of fresh things left. I cleaned out the fridge this morning. We have a handful of apples, a bag of carrots left, but that's all we have left for fresh things. But because the kids are going to be home, I really want to have some fresh things around for them, fresh snacks, because they are going to be here all day. They're going to need some fresh things to eat. We're also going to be doing lots of baking, lots of things. My older girls have a couple projects they want to do. They want to do these pretzel bagel things that they saw, and they want to do a couple different kinds of like cookies. They want to do some recipe testing basically for Christmas, which is great. So we're gonna do those. So we'll have baked snacks, but I want to have fresh things to put on sides for breakfast and lunches and things like that. Plus, because of the snowstorm, I want to plan, because I have a suspicion that because the kids have all of next week off, I think if the snowstorm is bad enough, because it's supposed to hit Thursday morning and then last until Friday, I think if it's bad enough, they might just cancel school because they're coming up on a couple days for a break anyways, and it's opening weekend. So I think they might just cancel it. It's a big thing around here. So I needed all of these things. Let's just show you guys. Starting off with some drinks, I got a gallon of chocolate milk, and I also, they're not up here because I'm gonna leave them in the van, otherwise my kids will harass me for them and my husband will drink them. But I got a 12-pack of Pepsi and a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi because it's opening weekend. There's gonna be family members kind of like in and out of my house all weekend long, just like randomly. And as they're coming in and out, I wanted to have like actual drinks for them because we're notoriously a water or a milk household, and nobody in my husband's family is a water or a milk household. They love to have their drinks. Like everybody else in the family has a completely separate refrigerator and it's full of nothing but drinks. Like you want something, they've definitely got it. So they're always like joking with us like, oh, you don't have anything? So I went and got 2 packs of soda to keep throughout the weekend. That way, we'll have something else for them when people randomly start showing up, especially if somebody gets a deer and we're processing and hanging and doing all of that stuff. I'll have something for them. It's just for the kids. I got two 18 packs of eggs, so 36 eggs. This was like $12 with tax. And this is where I start rubbing my chickens and talking to them very nicely and tell them, please lay me eggs. Cleo is flying through these oranges. She loves them, so I got another pack of mandarin oranges. The kids love berries, as all kids do. So I got 2 packs of raspberries, 2 packs of blueberries, a bunch of bananas. My son loves these. Well, all 3 of my older kids love these. Cleo, not so much. So just a pack of bananas for the kids for the week. 2 cucumbers for the kids. These are for sandwiches and just snackies. My kids love cucumbers. Got a bag of green grapes because these were on sale. So grapes for the kids. One of their favorite snacks is grapes and pretzels, and we have pretzels left, so that's great. I also got 2 packs of strawberries, but Cleo is currently eating one, so there's that. Now let's circle back around. Needed a thing of cat food. I probably could have gone through for another day or 2, but I'm kind of just planning if the roads get really crummy. I don't want to have to go out just for cat food, so I just went ahead and got it. Then, because of the snow, last night we tested everybody's snow pants and everybody's boots. Everybody's snow pants still fit from last year, which is great. And I only needed 2 kids out of my 4 who needed new boots. So Colt got a pair and London got a pair. These were $40 a piece, so this was like 80 bucks out of my budget for today, but they needed them. And I like to invest in good boots because I do have 4 kids. We can hand them down. And whenever possible, I really try to get gender neutral boots because then it doesn't matter. I have 3 girls and a son, so I like to be able to pass things down whenever. But they just didn't have any gender neutral boots there, which, I mean, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. When Colt grows out of his, like, it's not that big of a deal. My youngest daughter could definitely use these blue boots. Not that big of a deal, but I'm not gonna make Colt wear pink and purple boots when he gets to that size. So it is what it is, but that's what I needed. And the kids already got a good pair of gloves. I picked those up from Aldi when I picked up my turkeys. I love Aldi's gloves. Aldi always has really great deals on like really nice winter gloves. Here they are. They're really nice quality winter gloves. They're waterproof. They do so well. I buy these almost every single year. If I see them, they're the Lily and Dan brand. They have little clips so the gloves can clip together. They're great. My kids love these. Never any complaints about these. I got each and every one of my kids a pair. I got Cleo a mitten pair instead of a glove pair. She's 2, so they'll be great. But they do come in different sizes, all the things. All 4 of my kids got a pair. They were $5 a piece. They also sell snow pants and boots. I think the snow pants were like $12 a pair. You're not gonna beat that anywhere. Really great. I've gotten my kids those before. Once again, never any complaints about like water getting in or anything like that. And then their boots as well, but they sell out really fast. So usually you have to be on top of it. So there's that. But that is my grocery haul. We did a couple things today. Now I just have to carry in my potatoes and my Brussels sprouts, and I can add those to kind of like my fresh grocery haul for the week. We'll have some fresh Brussels sprouts for a fresh veggie in the fridge, and of course all those potatoes. I'm waiting for my husband to get home and he can carry those potatoes down into the basement for me because they're very heavy. But other than that, that is kind of everything I had to do to prep for the snowstorm, which is great. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, tackling a couple things, talking about grocery haul, and just wrapping up once again a couple of loose ends before winter here really sets in, because I feel like once it's opening day and the snow is on the ground, that's kind of the start of winter for us here. I'm really hoping the snow sticks and it stays around for opening day. That would be just perfect. But I hope wherever you are, you're having a great one, and I will catch you guys in another one. Bye.